Hey everyone, this is the second video and it's about Google's financials. I'm going to be talking about the cash flow, income statement, and balance sheet. So currently, we're looking at the financial highlights. Unaudited means that they're not, professionally checked yet. But as you can see, revenue is still increasing, and even though it's not really checked, big revenue increases still means that, it's definitely increased. And with Google's current, status, I think this is pretty accurate. Operating income, it's what it suggests, income from, their operations. So this is a little, revenue about its segments. So Google search being their largest, YouTube ads being, I think they're fourth. That's that's where it's at. Google Cloud is second, and subscriptions is third. So this is where the revenue is. I like to see it increasing. Google Network, however, didn't. That's not really a big deal in terms of all the other revenue because as you can see in total, it's increased. So that's what we're really going for. Revenue, if it increases, that's really good. Looking at revenue is probably one of the most important things you can do is because it really describes how profitable a company is. And I'm going to be keeping this video very simple because obviously looking at these financial statements is a simple task if you understand a few things. I mean, I'm not like a finance major, so I don't know much, but what I do know is the basics, and the basics are enough. Uh, you know, even without looking at the financials, we all know that Google is going to be thriving in the next decade. So this is going to be very simple. I don't have much knowledge, but I'm going to, put down as much knowledge as I have. I have taken an accounting course through dual enrollment, and I did have a 9. So let's put that to the test. So as you can see, the balance sheet, it's one of the most important things that you can look at because it tells you, how good a company is long term. So as you can see, current assets, this is the assets. So I'm going to be describing how to look at this. So you can see that total assets right here is also equal to the total liabilities and stockholder equity. So to put that into perspective, let me give you an example. So say you're buying a house, right? And it's a $500,000 house. Well, you can't, if you don't have the money, well, you're not going to put down 500,000. You're probably going to put down maybe 20%, like 100,000 and ask 400,000 from the bank. So that 100,000 is like stockholder equity and the 400,000 is like liabilities. And then the 500,000 is the asset. So you still own the asset. So that's what it is. So it's usually what the name suggests, cash and cash equivalents. We all know cash is an asset that hasn't increased, but that this is like past data. It's like the last quarter, but that's all the data that is available currently. So it's definitely increased. As of now, in this certain PDF, it hasn't. So I guess that's not really a big issue because as we see now, Google is like skyrocketing. Um, Here, total cash and cash equivalents, basically, it's this plus this is this number right here, which has increased. So that's still good. That's really good. I want to explain what accounts receivable is. That's money they're going to receive. This is a sort of, I guess, accrued kind of accounting where the money can be received and will be received. It hasn't been received now, but it will be received, but it's still recorded as an asset. So that's what accounts receivable is. Other current assets. So you basically they just added this up. Current assets. Let's see, non-current assets. That's like I guess long-term assets. If you say in like simple terms, current assets is like less than 1 year. Non-current is after 1 year. Um, so as you can see, one of them is goodwill, and you're like, what is goodwill, right? So it's basically brand recognition or loyal like customers. So that's what like increases the price of a business. So no, I know no one's gonna buy Google. It's too expensive. It's like $1 trillion company. I was buying Google, but say for a smaller business, it has brand recognition and loyal customers. that would add on to the price of the business when someone's trying to buy it. So that's what that is. This is current liabilities, and the first thing you can see is accounts payable. That is the exact opposite of accounts receivable. So that's money they're going to be paying. Um, accrued accounting is what I just explained before as like accounts receivable that they haven't received it, but they still put it on the sheet because they will be receiving it or will be paying it. So that's accrued accounting. Um, yeah, it's usually what the name suggests here. As long as this total liabilities and shareholder equity is, did I say shareholder? Sorry, stockholder equity is the same as assets, it's all good. If it's different, then there's definitely something wrong in the numbers, but that rarely happens. Um, income, that's also important to look at. Revenues, as long as revenue is increasing, this is not like a 4 year, it's like a year to date, this is quarter. So as you can see, it's increasing, and revenue increasing is a great thing. What I also look for is research and development. I like to look at companies that are really focusing on growth because, well, I'm at a young age and I'm looking for growth companies. So as you can see, Google is doing a good job of that, increasing their research and development. Their sales and marketing, as the name suggests, is also increasing. So as long as it's increasing, it's pretty good. Net income, you don't have to look at all this noise. You can see net income and then boom, it increases. Simple. I like to explain this as well. Income per share, it's how much money they make per share. So it's pretty straightforward. But as you can see, for the year to date part, they made as a basic net income per share, it was 5.96, but that was for this many shares, 12,349. But then, year to date, 2025 right here, it's 8.06, and that's for lesser shares. So that's a really good thing that they're making more income for less shares that they use in their calculations. So that's really good too. So that's basic stuff. I mean, I guess you could, search everything that you see here. I mean, it's usually what the name suggests, but this is it's simple. You could just look at the basic stuff, not look at all the noise, and it's still okay. This is the cash flow. That's how much money is going in and out of the business. Important to look at as well. Um, this is net income again for the quarter end and year to date. Depreciation of property. This is like the adjustments that make. So basically, what this is um, normal numbers like this. That's money going in, and numbers with the parentheses outside are like money going out. That's outflows. That's like a negative number, as you can, well, look at it in a way. So these are just adjustments. You can just look at it right here. This is what it was. As this, I'm just giving an example here. So this is what it was, and after making all these adjustments, this is what it is now. So overall, it has increased, which is really good. That's good. So investing activities, this is like obviously money going out because, well, to buy assets, they have to like put money out. So that's also a good thing. Um, yeah, financing activities, that's also, yeah, dividend payments. Obviously, we want dividends, so that's also money going out. Repurchase of stock. I like to see that going up as well, which it hasn't, but that's okay. Um, revenues, we already basically looked at that. I mean, this is some other stuff. I haven't seen this before because usually I just look at, balance sheet, income, cash flow. Um, yeah, this is just straight noise, I guess. I mean, I can't read this. Like, you can ask me to read the cash flow, income, balance sheet, and I'll be fine. But that, I just don't understand what that was. Um, yeah, so it's basically what the name suggests. And cash and cash equivalents, that's really important as well. Increasing, great. That's all we need to see. Um, yeah, so it's really, really simple actually. It's not really, well, people think that you have to sit down for a whole hour or 2 hours just looking at these sheets. It's just as simple as looking at, if revenue's going up, if assets are, going up. That's a good thing to look at. It's simple as it gets. You can go to a website called Macro Trends. I used to look at that before, it has graphs, so it's easier to see with graphs like a trend. Um, yeah, so it's really simple. I mean, you can, for example, if you're looking at more, financials, if you see like noise like this, I mean, certain segments like this, I like to look at because, well, they're important part, but you don't have to look at that, kind of noise. You could just look at the net income and see that it's increasing, and then that's healthy. That's good. And I think that's about as it gets. Obviously, you have to do your due diligence when, finding a company, but for Google, I would say it's pretty safe. I'm not giving any financial advice, but as of now, I own Google, and I think it's a really safe business. So I think the financials, if even if there's like a loss in a way or like a decrease, it's not much of an issue. It's all good. So that was how you read financials. Hopefully, that helped you.